slide ready. I'll just share my screen. Actually, there is a QR code that you need to check in on, ideally. So just one moment. Cool. If that QR code is showing fine on your end, if you can just scan that as well.
Yep, no worries.
While we're waiting, I'll just introduce. So I've got, I'm here. So we're fully remote. I am based in Adelaide, and Elle, who's also on this call, she's based in Sydney. So yeah, we're a fully remote team. We're all across Australia, basically working to Sydney hours. And I'll just give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get going. If everyone's scanned in, I'll just go to the next slide. All right. I think we'll just get started. If people join, they can join late and they'll just have to have missed the start. So that's all good. So yeah, as mentioned, I'm Grace and Elle's here as well. So we're here today to present our paid internship offer, which is new to Ecommerce Media. So what we want to do today is just give you an idea about what Ecommerce Media is, who we work with, and the type of role we have on offer today. So we are technically Sydney based, but we're fully remote boutique digital agency ads service. So we specialize in growing e-commerce brands through paid media strategies. So it's like Meta ads, Google ads, Pinterest, TikTok, and any new platforms that will come up, we normally adapt those as well. So the internship we are currently recruiting for is for our Meta ads team, which so Elle and I are on the Meta ads team. If you were successful to get the internship, you would be in our team. So at Ecommerce Media, we act more like an extension of our clients' media team. So we're not really working to a typical agency model, but instead we collaborate with a really hands-on way with the founders and marketing managers of the businesses we work with. So we're talking to them every day in Slack. We do weekly meetings on Zoom. Our clients as well are Australia-wide too, and a lot of them are also operating in other markets as well, but they're based in Australia. So we strategize with our clients sort of real time, I guess, and meeting with them weekly with the goal to scale their businesses and improve ad efficiencies, which we do by optimizing their creative and improving their strategies as we go along. So for our Meta team, we are growing quite quickly and we're looking to hire some candidates to train through our internship program to help with our onboarding. There is potential for a job opportunity at the end as well for the right candidates. So we are training with the view of training you as like a full digital coordinator role. And then if that extends into the permanent position, that's great. If not, either way, I think you would learn a lot along the way working with us in the way that we intend to train you up. So just to give you an idea of some of the brands that we work with, we have a wide range of everyone's in the e-commerce space. So we've got a lot of well-known names as well as some sort of fast-growing challenger brands. Some of the brands you might recognize on here. So we've got True Protein, we have Spell, we don't have their logo on here, but we've got Spell is on here as well. We've got Lost Minerals, Toast, and Bubbish, who are sort of local to SA as well. Luna Bronze, who work in clean tanning product space. Wrinkle Schminkle, so beauty and skincare. And then we have other brands as well, like Block Blue Light, who have like the blue light glasses, James Cosmetics, Dickies, etc. So we work with a lot of like fashion and health brands would be sort of our biggest clients in there, as well as lifestyle brands. The main thing is that they're all e-commerce, and our goal with them is really to improve their efficiencies over time and scale their businesses. So in terms of the internships that we're offering, we have just launched this paid internship program. So this would be the first round for it. And we have a small number of places that we're offering for either grads or final year students who are passionate about learning digital marketing, especially in the paid media and e-commerce space. It's a 3-month full-time internship, so working 9 till 5:30 p.m. Sydney hours. So for Adelaide, I think that's 8:30 to 5 at the moment. It is fully remote, so you can work from home, but it's still quite structured. So we have daily team calls, and we'll be doing a lot of, just like someone else in, just direct mentorship as well. It is a live business environment, so it'll also be, I guess, training you in those soft skills as well along the way. So specifically what we will be teaching you, so you'll be getting hands-on training in Meta, Pinterest, and potentially in TikTok as well. We'll be teaching you how to create ads the right way, creative strategy and ad testing frameworks. You'll learn data analysis, reporting, learning how to spot patterns in performance. You'll also get onboarded with our project management tools like Asana and Slack. As well as we also use programs specifically for creative data analysis, like our program Motion. You'll also pick up skills on how to write better ad copy as you go. And I think one of the other main things you'll learn is really those soft skills of how to maintain professional relationships and build trust with clients. Plus how to work as an efficient team member in a remote role. So we'll be training through a mix of one-to-one Zoom sessions as well as pre-recorded modules. So our idea is really to train you from the ground up. So you don't need any experience in Meta ads or other ad platforms yet. We'll be training you fully in that area. So with our training, we will have pre-recorded modules that will give you an idea of how to do things as like a step-by-step tutorial, but we'll also be doing live sessions with you to train you as we go. In terms of a career pathway, the goal of this program is to train you up into future digital coordinators. So there is an opportunity to be hired at the end for the right candidates. So if you're someone who wants to build a career in digital ads, this is a fast and supportive point into the industry with working with real clients, budgets, and hands-on mentorship. In terms of what we're looking for, you don't need to have that ads background yet. Ideally, if you have got a background in like marketing, business, or something in communications field, then it probably will be a more natural adaptation for you to learn these skills. But in terms of the skills or like who you are as a person, I think the key things are that we're looking for people who are curious and love to problem solve proactively. Being in a remote environment in particular, I think sometimes it can be challenging if you do get stuck on something, and just making sure that you are actually either finding ways to work through problems yourself, or I guess leveraging the team around you and making sure you're being proactive in that sense too. Ideally, you have an interest in both the data and also the creative side, because they both sort of pair together. So if you are really strong in creative, but you have an interest in data, that would work as well. It's just making sure you kind of have interest in both those areas so that we can scale up both of those skills as we go. The other areas that you would ideally be interested in are going to be e-commerce and online businesses and how they actually work and how they actually grow. And yeah, I think the main things are just that you'll need to be able to work autonomously because you are remote. So just making sure that you can actually keep yourself accountable and keep up with the workload requirements, or have the ability to discuss it with us if we need to adjust how we're training you. Cool. So I'll just actually go back one. So because we're fully remote as well, there's a few things that we need to touch on in that area, which would be that we do work to quick response times on Slack. So while we are fully remote, it's not like a fully remote job in the sense that you can be on at any hours. It's like we have structured hours that you'll need to stick to, and you'll need to be able to be online to respond during those times. We will also be having regular one-on-one meetings as well as group mentoring sessions as we go along. There'll be a lot of feedback as well from us. So I think the other important thing is just being ready and like willing to take that feedback on board. We'll also be, I guess, just making sure that if you are coming on board in the internship role, it's making sure that you'd be effectively a suitable candidate for us if we did look to hire at the end. In terms of what we're offering, so it's a paid full-time opportunity to break into the digital marketing world. You'll get to work with some pretty amazing e-commerce brands, and you'll be getting mentored by some experts in the field with the chance to grow this into a full-time role. So how to apply? So the first steps that we'd be looking for from the Flinders portal system will really just be getting an idea of your background so far. So we'll be starting with a resume, and I've also, this information is in the listing as well on the Flinders system, but we've just got 5 questions as well for you to answer in your CV. Just making sure that you're actually just answering them quite clearly. Like, it's not a trick question. We just want to get an idea of who you are as a person before we go through the next steps. If you were successful in that first round, there would be a copywriting task, and we'll have a few other steps as well before we would get to fully onboarding or selecting the candidates. I think that's pretty much everything in terms of like summary of like who we are, what we're offering. Does anyone have any questions on anything we've covered today?
Would you be able to tell me a little bit more about the team that the intern would be working with?
Yeah, of course. So the internship roles will actually sit within our team. So Elle and I, we work in pods at Ecommerce Media, which is just basically what we call our like team groups. Being fully remote, that's just sort of how we've worded it and how we operate. So in our pod, we've got Elle, Elle, what is your role currently actually?
So I'm a senior growth lead and internship manager. So I'll be overseeing Grace, and I oversee the entire pod. So I'm happy to talk to this a little bit more if you want, Grace. I can give the team rundown. So yes, as Grace mentioned, we work in a pod structure, and across Ecom Media, we have 5 pods at the moment. But as Grace mentioned, the internship will sit within our team. So how that will look for you is you would report directly to Grace, who will be managing your learning and how you're kind of tracking along with the program, and you'll be directly reporting to her. You'll get a lot of your briefs from Grace, and be able to have those one-on-one conversations with her. I oversee the entire team. So obviously Grace and then our interns will fall under that. But then alongside that team, you'll also have access to the rest of our pod. So we have 2 digital coordinators in our team at the moment. And then we also have another senior account manager, which is similar to what Grace does. And you'll be able to chat to those team members as well. So it's kind of like a pod within a pod. So you have me overseeing everyone. We have our senior account managers, and then the coordinators falling under those senior account managers. But for the interns, I should say, they will fall under Grace's management. Hopefully that makes sense. In terms of international students, yes, but you just have to have working rights in Australia, of course. So as long as you have full working rights, then all good to go from our side. Grace, you can probably go into your role a little bit if you want to as well.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So my role, so I'm a senior account manager, and I'm also the intern lead. So as Elle mentioned, she's sort of overseeing me, but I'll be directly having contact with the interns that we hire. My role otherwise senior account manager. So that's sort of if you started with Ecommerce Media, so I started as a digital coordinator, I think about a year and a half ago now. So my background was not in ads. I'd had experience in e-commerce industries though, and marketing. So that's where I came from, and then fully trained up into that digital coordinator position. And from there, then I went to account manager position, and now I'm at senior account manager. So basically, as you progress, you just sort of, as your skill sets grow, then it'll sort of determine which parts of the role you're still doing. The digital coordinator role, so that role is really sort of the, I guess, the ground level of that pathway, in the sense that you're learning how to build the ads from complete ground up. So I still build ads now, and I still do that regularly for clients, but typically most of the ad builds sit with our digital coordinators. You'll also be, depending on how we structure the internship, the role might change slightly, but if you stepped into the digital coordinator role after the internship, that's when you'd be having a lot more one-on-one client relationships, and being there on all the meetings as well to help with note-taking and participation in that sense, including presenting things like the creative data analysis that we provide weekly. In terms of the internship, I believe we will just be, you'll still be reviewing our client calls just to get a hand on how they actually work, because they can be quite, I don't want to say intense. They're just like, you need to be quite, you need to have your knowledge backing you by the time you're on the calls, essentially. So for the internship, the way that we're planning on structuring it would be really teaching you those skills without being client facing. And then if you got the role, then you would go more into a client facing role after that. So I think that is one thing as well to be mindful of too, because if you are actually keen to come on board with e-commerce media, the role of digital coordinator would require you to eventually be client facing to an extent. So it's something that you do need to be comfortable for. Everything's on Zoom for us because we are fully remote. So it's a little bit different to if you had to present to clients in person, but it is definitely a skill set that you need to be prepared for.
And I think it's probably important to note as well, we probably haven't gone too much into what you guys will actually be doing, but a lot of it will be focusing on ad builds and creative, and like Grace was saying, like copywriting, but there's also a lot of like really nitty-gritty things that you probably don't realize from the outside. So that's a lot of the learnings that you will receive from us. But I think it's also important to note that like our digital coordinators and interns play a really big part of our business, and that kind of role takes up a lot of time, and it takes up we aren't anything without having those actual ads to be able to push live into our campaign. So it does play a really important part of the ad funnel, I suppose you would say. And yeah, so your work is going to be very important to us, that's for sure. Very valued. Yeah, anything to add to that, Grace?
No, I feel like, yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of summarizing the role from what I can think of. Are there any other questions from anyone else? Oh, yeah.
Great. I just thought I would ask, I know we talked about in the role, it being a fairly, full-time workload with the internship. So needing someone that's nearing the end of their study, that's got full-time working rights. But there is a little bit of wiggle room around study. Like if you had a couple of topics left and you had to sort of go off and do something that was mandatory that you couldn't watch back later. Maybe if you just want to give a little bit more context to that, just so I guess everyone can understand what that means.
Yeah. Elle, you might have a better idea in terms of how we'll be able to adjust those times if needed.
Yeah, so like Grace was kind of going over at the start, we are fully remote and we do generally work on Sydney hours, but your university and your learning is still really important to us as well. So if you have topics and things that you still need to finish off, and that clashes with the work hours, we're pretty flexible in the sense that you can step away for however long you need to. If you haven't finished your work for the day, you can always come back later on. That might be outside of business hours, but we generally just, it's kind of just what's briefed for the day is what's expected to be done for the day. But if you have let us know that you're needing to step out and want to come back on at a different time, start early the next day, finish late the next day, we're super flexible around that as well. So yeah, if it's for the sake of uni, we're definitely very flexible. And yeah, that's a benefit of being remote as well. I think if you were to finish the internship and be offered a digital coordinator role, the only thing, we just try and work around our call schedules, but if uni can't move, uni can't move. So we just will figure that out as we go. Super flexy. We're not going to stop you from doing anything that you need to do.
Just one more question around the start date, ideally for the role. I think it's 3 months, the internship to begin with, full-time 3 months. But yeah, what's the recruitment timelines?
Yep. So we're planning for a 1st of July kickoff. So, and then 3 months full-time internship following that. Someone else has just joined.
Expected starting date. Yes, we'd be looking to kick off on the 1st of July. Does anyone else have any other questions? Feel free to jump.
I have one more question. I'd love to know a bit more about the company culture. What are your favorite things about working for e-commerce media?
Do you want to go first, Grace?
I'll go first. I really enjoy working for Ecommerce Media because I think we work with just some incredible people in general. Like everyone in our team, I get along with them really well, and that's really nice and important to me as well in a workplace. I think is having a team culture where you actually like the people you work with, and you actually really want to do a good job, not just for yourself, but to help support your team as well. And then also just the clients we work with. We work with such a diverse range of clients, all offering different products in the market. And I find it really interesting learning about the different areas of each industry and maybe the challenges each part of the industry might face. And just that, I guess, one-on-one direct interaction with the clients as well. You learn a lot by having to present and by talking to clients every day and answering questions that I feel like I'm always learning something new every single day at work, which I also really love. So yeah, that would be probably the highlights for me. Elle, what about you?
Yeah, culture-wise, I think our founder has done a really good job at choosing people that fit in and choosing people that everyone, like Grace was saying, gets along with. Culture is obviously a really big thing for us, and we need to be able to work together as a team quite efficiently. And yeah, I think they've done a good job at really setting that. I think we're getting up to like 30 employees across the entire business now. So yeah, there definitely is quite a lot of us and a lot of people from different backgrounds and different industries that we can really learn from. And yeah, like Grace was saying, we just work with so many different clients. It's just the brand exposure that we get is awesome. And we probably haven't really touched on it, but we also have like the coaching side, which is e-commerce equation, which is run by Jay Wright, if you've ever heard of that. And that also just opens up the door to so many other brands and lots of industry experience. So yeah, I think that's probably the highlights for us. It's just a lot of opportunity to learn and grow, which I started as a digital coordinator and here I am as a senior growth lead today. So there's a lot of opportunity to learn and really expand your career for sure. But yeah, team's great. We have great fun together. Anything else that anyone else wanted to cover off? All good? Cool. Grace, was there anything else that you wanted to chat through?
Well, I think that was everything. I'll just share this QR code as well. So if you just scan that, I think that takes you to our actual listing on the Career Hub. So just give that one a scan, and then if you're interested in the role, definitely apply. We are working to that 1st of July start date. So but we'll be working through applications as soon as possible, just get an idea of who has applied and who might be suitable for the role. So I think that's everything otherwise from our end. If that's everything from your end, Elle, then I think we can probably wrap it there.
Cool. All good from me. Thanks, guys. Thank you for joining. We look forward to seeing your applications.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Thanks very much. See ya.
Thank you.
See ya. Thank you.